What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the latest episode 7 from season 3 of The Mandalorian, which did not disappoint. But before we do start that, remember, hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know. Don't forget to have a membership program. And when you're done watching this video, go check out my last one. Give it a thumbs up as you watch. Let's start the show, guys. Guys, it's here. Episode 7, the final 2 episodes. Well, now final 1 episode that we have left. But the latest episode of The Mandalorian did not disappoint. We had Thrawn references, which was so cool to see. We finally got Moff Gideon for starters, because that's something that was missing for the whole season so far, which I think should have happened a lot earlier. I feel like they waited a little too long, but let me tell you, the episode, like, it was a banger. I mean, it had everything that you truly wanted. You had Praetorian guards at the very end, which was so cool to see, going against Paz Vizsla, who, yes, sacrificed himself. I'm so sorry to let you guys know this if you're just watching, but again, a really good episode. We got to see the Mandalorians go back to Mandalore, going to reclaim what's theirs. We see the Empire is still very much effective as they are utilizing it to take over it, which was Moff Gideon's plan all along. And also, I want to throw in, as this had been rumored for a while, we finally got to see Moff Gideon rocking the Maul-inspired Mandalorian helmet, which I thought was really cool as well. And we learned that even in the beginning, that with Thrawn, he is missing, and you can tell that now. We know that him and Thrawn have not been working together, as that has been the speculation for some time now, but at least we could lay that to rest. But one of the big mysteries that we finally got answered was that in the middle of the episode, Bo-Katan reveals what happened from her perspective during the Purge of Mandalore, and how she was told by Moff Gideon that Mandalore would be spared if she commanded them to disarm. Despite weapons being a crucial aspect of the Mandalorian religion, she agreed, knowing it was the only way to save the remainder of her people. She yielded to Moff Gideon and gave away the Darksaber to him. But this complicates the Darksaber's history even further, though, since Moff Gideon never rightfully won the Darksaber from her, as you hear Moff Gideon talking about in the season finale of season 2 of The Mandalorian. One would think, hey, he actually beat Bo, but I guess he's kind of like the element of surprise, just the same way as Thrawn and Palpatine just as well. But because Moff Gideon was effectively gifted with the Darksaber by Bo-Katan, he merely pretended to own it. This is surprising though, because since Moff Gideon himself knew the Mandalorian laws about the Darksaber and how winning it in combat was essential to claiming it, for whatever reason Gideon settled on an invalid claim to the blade and allowed the Mandalorian people to willingly flee from his, obliteration of Mandalore. And apparently he never intended to try and seize the leadership of Mandalorian people as Darth Maul once did, perhaps because he knew that a non-Mandalorian like himself could never truly lead the Mandalorians. Nevertheless, Gideon's false claim to the blade makes Bo-Katan's claim to the Darksaber even better now, and explains it more, since she never actually lost it due to combat, despite never losing the Darksaber in battle. So Bo-Katan has a shaky story of how she did win the battle from the crab-like droid that captured Din. While this is a good enough claim for most of the Mandalorians to follow her, she still expresses her concerns over whether it's truly going to unite the warring factions. Now, the Mandalorian finale is setting up for a final duel between Bo-Katan and Moff Gideon, which should provide an undisputed answer to who rightfully owns the Darksaber, and I think that's going to be your season finale of The Mandalorian for season 3. Now, guys, comment down below, what were your thoughts? What were your theories? What most excited you about the series? Was it the beginning, hearing finally Thrawn? Was it seeing Moff Gideon? Was it seeing Praetorian guards? And was it seeing, Paz Vizsla unfortunately sacrifice himself and go? Was it the Mandalorians coming back to Mandalore and you see them united and now coming back to restore what once was Mandalore? Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Remember, for more Star Wars content, hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know on everything Star Wars here on the Eternal Sith Network. Don't forget to have a membership program. There's 3 tiers to that. Make sure you join. And also, as always, the Eternal Sith. Then, now, forever. Later, guys.